All right, pomegranate lovers, this is Ross. Today we're talking about when to harvest your pomegranates. And I have to be honest, when I first started harvesting my own pomegranates, I looked around the internet to try to find a good source of information, and I really could not find that single thing that would make it really easy for me to know when to harvest pomegranates. When you think about other fruits like figs, it's just the softness of the neck. If you look at peaches, well, do they really come right off the tree without any give? The same thing with pears and apples. Other fruits may have color indicators. Some you can take the bricks of, obviously. Grapes in particular can hang on the vine for a really long time and just continue to sweeten up. So you can just extend your harvest if you really wanted with particular fruits. And I imagine the same thing is probably true with pomegranates. The longer they're on the tree, the better off they become. But eventually you'll end up seeing some splitting. And so this splitting is definitely something you want to avoid if you can help it. Because pomegranates are one of those fruits that stores the longest. So you could potentially put these in your fridge for 6 to 8 months. I usually buy a whole bunch of them in the fall, and then I'll put them in the fridge and eat them over the course of the wintertime. And to me, I think they're really valuable for that purpose. But if they're going to split, you're going to have that problem where now the outside elements can get into the inside of the fruit. And they're not going to store as long. You have to eat this right away. So the longer they're on there, certainly they're going to split. And if you see any splitting, that's a sure sign that they're ready. But you probably could have harvested it before that. Now, other reasons you might see some splitting is a lot of rain. So if you're seeing a lot of rain, a lot of excessive soil moisture, that's going to contribute to splitting. You also may see actually some anthracnose on the bottom. So this one right here, I don't want to, there we go. I don't want to yank it off the tree, but you can see that brown or black coloration on the bottom. That's anthracnose. This is probably not going to ripen up properly, and you'll end up having, where the anthracnose is, actually a bunch of rot that can then turn moldy. So this one here is probably not good to eat. If you see any of that on your trees, I'd probably just remove them prematurely. That way the rest of them can get a bit bigger and sweeter. So what about other indicators of when to actually harvest these? And I've read that they want to be blockier, bigger, have the right color to them. There's also the scratch test with your fingernail. Truthfully, I don't think those really are great indicators. They're probably secondary indicators. One of the things that I am thinking is really the true way to harvest these pomegranates is you find where they're connected to the tree. You'll see the calyx there. You might even have a spur where the pomegranate has formed. And so basically what you want to do is, like other fruits, is just see if it comes off with very little give. And if it does do that, you'll end up, I think, having a better result. So this one here in particular came off quite well and easily from the tree. And you can see that what's left behind there at the top of the fruit is not a whole lot of material. It came off rather easily. I didn't have to struggle. And this is the one that was split. So we know that one's definitely ripe. This other one here, from the exterior, looks ripe. It looks blocky. It looks like it has the right color. It's definitely heavy. It gives with a little bit here of a squeeze. The skin does the same thing here with your fingernail as the other one does. But when I pulled it off, it did not come off as easily. So I think that's the main thing there. You really want them to come off with a little bit of, with really little effort. And if that's the case, you end up actually seeing a difference there of where the scar is that's left behind from the tree. In fact, it's a bit more green and red in here, whereas this looks a bit more dull and brown. And so to me, I think that's probably the best way. If it can come off easier, to me, I think that's the best way. Now, some people are going to say, well, Ross, what about when you harvest these, you should actually prune off a part of the calyx with it, and that will actually extend the harvest as well. You're right, but I think for the backyard grower, this might be the best option until you can really maybe be able to visually see it, learn the variety that you have, and really be able to recognize after a few years of harvesting these things exactly when the right time is. But for me, I want my fruit to be perfect, and I want to eat these at the highest quality possible. And to me, I guess you could wait till they're split like this, and you know that's when the flavor is going to be at the maximum. But yeah, you probably don't want to do that, and instead just tug there on the calyx where it's attached to the tree and see if it comes off. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you for the next one, all right? Take care, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button for me.